Hey, so I have something a little special for you. It's video from my accident. Um, I'm going to show it to you several times because it goes by very quickly, and I think the only way you're going to kind of get a sense of maybe what happened is by seeing it several times in a row. I had to zoom in on the recording, so I don't know how great it looks, but hopefully you'll be able to see something and you can comment below and let me know what you think happened. So I'd been up in the mountains with Mark all day long. We'd been riding around in North Georgia, having a blast and braking hard as we came into the corners and, having a lot of fun. And we decided to take one more run up Blood Mountain and turn around in the parking lot at the top at Mountain Crossing before we went home. So we ride up to the top. We're just breezing up the mountain. There's no traffic. We're having a blast. I come into the parking lot a little bit fast, but really not that fast. I couldn't have been going 20 miles an hour at the most, and the parking lot was pretty much empty. What my theory is that as I come in, I kind of hit a bump just as I'm coming into the parking lot. And as I do, I think my bike geometry shifted because as I hit the bump, I had more weight on my front tire, and then I think it pulled back a little bit. I don't know, I'm not really sure what happened, but as I pulled the brake, I just remember the last thing I was thinking before I hit the deck was, why isn't my bike slowing down? And before I knew it, I was on the ground. It's only because I had that moment of confusion that I think something was at play there. It may have just been that as I came across that bump, my bike geometry shifting, I lost some weight off my front tire, and when I braked, I went down. But I'm not sure. Okay, here's some video too that comes from the camera I was wearing. I don't think it's quite as helpful in helping to diagnose exactly what went wrong, but I thought I would show it to you anyway. After the accident, I did go right for my knee. It didn't hurt at all. It was numb, but I knew it had taken impact. And my finger on my left hand, my index finger, was numb because my handlebars had hit the top of my fingernail like a hammer, which I didn't realize until I started to take my glove off and saw that it was split open like a grape that had been smashed. So at that point I knew that I needed to go to the hospital. There were some people that were there who lived up in Blairsville. They were nice enough to take me to the hospital. Meanwhile, Mark rode his bike down to where we'd parked the truck with the trailer. He loaded his bike onto the trailer, went up to the top of the mountain, got my bike, then came and picked me up at the hospital. When I got to the hospital, it's a small place up in Blairsville, Georgia, and it was not busy, but I am the most impatient patient in the world. And the people were nice, the staff was nice, the doctor was awesome, but I just was wanting to be out of there, and I felt like it just took so long for everything. So what finally ended up happening with my injuries is I had to get surgery on my finger, and they took off about 1 millimeter or 2 off of the end, cut away a little bit of the skin that was too badly damaged to heal properly. And my fingernail fortunately grew back, and it's still a little warped because my finger's still a little bit swollen. And I don't quite have range of motion like I used to, but I will. It's just going to take time. They said it could take months before it's completely right. Tip of my finger is all pins and needles, which is driving me a little crazy, especially when I type, which is quite a bit. So I've learned how to kind of type without it. My knee is mostly better. I'm still swollen around the top of my patella, and I've got a little bit of fluid that kind of comes up and then recedes a little bit just below my patella. Doesn't hurt. It's really just I get some stiffness sometimes. I throw some ice on it just whenever it's feeling stiff like that. Again, they said that's going to take a few months to heal. So this is the worst I've ever been injured in my life, and it really wasn't that bad. It's surprising to me, and apparently not to anyone else who's had these injuries, but to me that it takes so long for everything to just get back to normal. It's close to normal now, but it's been almost 3 months. I just had no idea. I figured everything would be fine and good. But anyway, it is good enough for me to be riding my bike, and I am back on it. I've got a video coming up about my first ride out on my bike on my own. Didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to. You'll have to take a look at that. I'm also going to put up a video about my insurance, just to give you an idea of how everything worked. Spoiler alert, my insurance company was fantastic, and I have USAA for everything else, but they don't insure motorcycles. And I went with Dairyland Insurance because they were very affordable, had full coverage, and I was a little worried after my wreck. I thought, am I going to spend just months and months and months dealing with the insurance company and medical bills and all of this? And no, actually everything was so fast and they were so good, and if anything, I would be the slow one to get all of the paperwork to them or whatever they needed, because once I got it to them, they turned around just like that. They had checks in the mail, just everything was done. I'm very pleased. So I encourage you to take a look at the video about my insurance, in case you're looking at maybe switching your insurance, or you're wondering kind of what you should have or what you can expect from an insurance company. Hopefully you'll never need to find out. If you enjoyed this and you enjoy my other videos, I hope you'll subscribe and you'll get notifications that I've posted something new. Also on Wednesday, October the 10th at 7:30 p.m. if you go over to Doodle on a Motorcycle's channel, there's going to be a live stream with Doodle and me and a group of other moto vloggers, mostly women, and I'm hoping that's going to be a lot of fun. I've never done it. So come on over and enjoy that with us. Hang around for the rest of my videos.